Start. Hi class. Today we are going to discuss the key highlights of the economic survey of 2022, 21 and 22. The context of the highlights are the economic survey 2021 to 22 was tabled in Parliament on Monday by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman soon after the President's address to both houses of Parliament. The survey presented a day before the Union Budget underlines the state of the economy and outlines of suggestions for policy actions. State of the economic projections. Indian economy is estimated to grow by 9.2% in real terms in 2021 to 22. The GDP is projected to grow by 8 to 8.5 in real terms in 2022 to 23. The financial system is in a good position to provide support for the economic revival. This pickup in private sector investment is estimated. As per IMF's latest World Economic Outlook projection, India's real GDP is projected to grow at 9% in 2022 to 22 and 2022 to 23 at 7.1%, in 2023 to 2024, which would make India is the fastest growing major economy in the world for all 3 years. Microeconomic stability indicators suggest that the Indian economy is well placed to take on the challenges of 2022 to 23. The combination of high foreign exchanges, reserves, sustained foreign direct investment and rising export earning will provide an adequate buffer against possible global liquidity tapering in 2022 to 23. The Government of India unique response comprised of safety nets to cushion the input on vulnerable section of society and the business sector, a significant increases in capital expenditure to spur growth and supply side reforms for a sustained long-term expansion. The fiscal development. The revenue receipts from the central government April to November has gone up by the 67.2%. The gross tax revenue registered a growth over 50% from April to November 2021 is year by year terms. In the performance is strong compared to the pre-pandemic levels of 2019 to 2020 also. During April to November, COPEX has grown up by 13.5 year by year with a focus in infrastructure intensive sectors. With the enhanced borrowing on account of COVID-19, the central government debt has gone up to 49.1 of GDP in 2019 to 20 to 59.3% of GDP in 2020 to 21. Sustained revenue collection and the targeted expenditure policy have contained the fiscal deficit for April to November 2021 at 46.2% of B. On the external sector, India's external debt rose to US $593.1 billion at the end of September 2021 from US $556.8 billion year earlier, reflecting additional SDR allocation by IMF coupled with higher commercial borrowings. India's merchandise export and import rebounded strongly and surpassed pre-COVID level during the current financial year. There was a significant pickup in net services with both receipt and payment crossing the pre-pandemic level despite weak tourism revenue. Despite all the disruption caused by the global pandemic, India's balance of payment remained in surplus throughout last 2 years. This allowed the RBI to keep accumulating foreign exchange residue. They stood at US 365 billion on 31st December 2021. This is equivalent to 13.2 months of merchandise imports and higher than the country's external debt. The combination of higher foreign exchange rates sustained from direct investment and rising export earning will provide an adequate buffer against possible global liquidity tapering in 2022 to 23. Monetary management and financial intermediation. The liquidity in the system remained in surplus. Repo rate was maintained at 4% in 2022 to 22. Bank credit growth accelerated gradually in 2021 to 22 from 5.3% in April 2021 to 19.2% as of 31st December 2021. The gross non-performing advances ratio of scheduled commercial bank declined from 11.2% at the end of 2017 to 18 to 6.9% at the end of September 2021. Sensex and Nifty scaled up to touch peak at 61,766 and 18,477 on October 18, 2021. Among major emerging market economy, Indian market outperformed peers in April to December 2021. Prices and inflation. The average headline CPI combined inflation moderate to 5.2 in 2021 to 22 April to December from 6.6% in the corresponding period of 2021 to 21. The decline in the retail inflation was led by the easing of food inflation. Food inflation arose at low of 2.9% in 2021 to 22 April to December as against 9.1% in the corresponding period last year. Proactive measures were taken to contain the price rises in pulses and edible oils. Reduction of central excise and subsequent cuts in value-added tax. Most states have ease petrol and diesel price. Wholesale inflation based on the wholesale price index WPI rose 12.5% during 2021 to 22 April to December. Low base in the previous year. The divergence between CPI combined and WPI inflation, the divergence peaked at 9.6 percent point in May 2020, peak of the economic activity. The sharp increases in international prices of crude oil and other inputs and high foreign goods. Sustainable development and climate. India overall score on the Niti Aayog SDG India Index improved to 66 in 2020 to 21 from 60 2019 to 20 and 57 in 2018 to 19. India has the 10th largest forest area in the world. In 2020, India ranked third globally, increasing in forest area from 2010 to 2020. In 2020, the forest covered 24% of India's total geography, accounting for 2% of world total forest area. In August 2021, the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rule 2021 was notified, which is aimed at phasing out single-use plastic by 2022. Draft regulation extended producer responsibility for plastic packaging was notified. The compliance status of grossly polluting indicators (GPI) located in the Ganga main stream and its tributary improved from 39% in 2017 to 81% in 2020. The Prime Minister, as a part of the national statement delivered at 26th Conference of Parties (COP26) in Glasgow in November 2021, announced ambitious target to be achieved by 2030 to enable further reduction in emissions. Agriculture and food management. The agriculture sector experienced buoyant growth in the past 2 years, accounting for the sizable 18.8 2021-22 in gross value added in the country, registering a growth of 36% in 2020-21 and 3.9 in 2021-22. Allied sector including arrival, husbandry, dairy and fisheries and steadily emerging to be high growth sectors and major drivers of overall growth in agriculture sector. The livestock has gone at a CAGR at 8.15 over the last 5 years in the 2019 to 2020. It has been a stable source of income across groups of agriculture household, accounting for about 50% in their average monthly income. Industry and infrastructure. Introduction of production linked incentive PLI system and major boost provided to infrastructure, both physical as well as digital, along with the measures to reduction transaction cost and improve ease of doing business. Index of industrial production (IIP) grew up 17.4 year by year during April to November and compared to minus 15.3 in April-November 2020. Now services. Services of GVA of services crossed pre-pandemic level in July-September quarter of 2021 to 22. However, GVA is contact intensive sector like trade, transport, etc. still remain below pre-pandemic level. Overall, service sector GVA is expected to grow by 8.2% in 2021 to 22. During the first half of 2021 to 22, the service sector received over US $16.7 billion FDI, accounting for almost 54% of total FDI inflow in India. IT BPM services revenue reached US $194 billion in 2022 to 21, adding 1.838 lakh employees during the same period. India has become third largest startup ecosystem in the world after US and China. The number of newly reorganized startups increased over 14,000 in 2021-22 from 733 in 2016-17. The 44 Indian startups had achieved unicorn status in 2021, taking the overall tally of unicorn of 83, most of which are in the services sector. The social infrastructure and employment. With the revival of the economy, employment indicator bounced back to pre-pandemic level during the last quarter of 2020-21. As per the quarterly periodic labor force survey PFLS data up to March 2021, employment in the urban sector affected by the pandemic has recovered almost to the pre-pandemic level. According to Employees Provident Fund Organization (EPFO), data formalization of jobs continued during the second COVID wave, and the adverse impact of COVID on the formalization of job was much lower than during the first COVID wave. The expenditure of social services, health, education and others to the center and state as a proportion of GDP increased from 6.2 in 2014 to 15 to 8.6 in 2021 to 22. As per the National Health Survey 5, the total fertility rate TFR come down to 2 in 2019 to 21 from 2.2 in 2015 to 16. Infant mortality rate IMR, under 5 mortality rate and institutional birth have improved in 2019-21 over the year 2015-16. Under Jal Jeevan Mission JJM, 83 districts have become Har Ghar Jal district. Increased allotment of fund of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme to provide the buffer for unorganized labor in rural area during the pandemic. Foreign exchange. A combination of high foreign exchange reserve sustained from direct investment and rising export earning will provide an adequate buffer against the possible global liquidity tapering in 2022 and 23. The economic impact of the second wave was much smaller than that during the fall lockdown phase in 2020-21. Through the health impact was more severe. Government of India unique response comprised of safety nets to cushion the impact of vulnerable section of the society and the business sector, significant increases in capital expenditure to spur growth and supply side reform for a sustained long-term expansion. Now banking. More significantly, the banking system is well capitalized and overhang of non-performing asset seems to have structurally declined, even allowing for the same long impact of the pandemic. The vaccination. The vaccination is not merely a health response but is critical for opening up the economy, particularly contact intensive services. Therefore, it should be treated for now a microeconomic indicator. Over the course of a year, India delivered 157 crore doses that covered 91 crore people with at least one dose and 66 crore with both doses. Inflation has reappeared as a global issue in the both advanced and emerging economy. Approach of the government. Overall, microeconomic stability indicator suggests that the Indian economy is well placed to take on challenges of 2020 to 23. One of the reasons that the Indian economy is in a good position is its unique response strategy. Rather than pre-commit to a rigid response, the government of India opt to use safety nets for vulnerable section on one hand while responding intensively based on biannual updating of information. The barbell strategy was discussed in last year economic survey. A key enabler of this flexible, interactive, agile approach is the case of 80 high frequency indicator in environment of extreme uncertainty. Lastly, I am concluding. Another distinguishing features of Indian response has been an emphasis on supply side reforms rather than a total reliance on demand management. The supply side reforms include the deregulation of numerous sectors, simplification of process, removal of legacy issues like retrospective tax, privatization, production linked and incentives and so on. Even the sharp increases in capital spending by the government can be seen both as demand and supply enhancing responses as it creates infrastructure capacity for future growth. The total year survey particularly highlights the importance of process reforms in the number of sectors, while Chapter 11 provides a brief demonstration of the use of satellite images and geospatial data, both recently deregulated sector for gaining economic development. That's all for today. It's the conclusion and some highlights of the economic survey 2020 to 21. Namaskar. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.